everybody. Amber Theoharis along with James Jones and Eric Allen. Not the way that the Raiders wanted their home opener to go. They lose this one 23-18 to the Steelers and now fall to 1-2. Still, though, in second place in the AFC West. We're going to be breaking it all down for you. But, guys, look, it's kind of the same old story. They lose the turnover battle, way too many turnovers, don't get the run game going. Did see some improvement on defense, which was encouraging. Big games from the stars like Devontae and Max Crosby, but yet they lose the game, and they had a chance to win it in the end. They kick a field goal when they're down 8. And so there's going to be a lot of questions about that. We're going to hear from Josh McDaniels coming up. But what's your overall takeaway, EA, from this game?
Momentum. You like the momentum swings, and to be able to capture that momentum, you need consistency, you need to execute. We haven't done a good job of executing on either side of the ball, really, for a consistent period of time. And eventually, it's going to come back to bite you, and that's what happened today. We saw all the missed opportunities we had. Again, you come back and you say, it's almost there, because the Steelers didn't feel like they dominated the game, right?
No.
It just feel like we kind of fumbled it away and just kind of gave it away. So very disappointing start to our season.
Yeah, I'm not going to say I was asleep in a lot of meetings when I played, but I daydreamed a lot. But one thing that I did daydream about is when Coach always stood up there and say, these are the numbers when you lose the turnover battle. Mm-hmm. And they're not good. If you lose the turnover battle, you are not going to win football games. We lost it big today and still had a chance to win the football game. So that's a positive, but the negative is turning the football over, but you still turned it over and still was in the game with the last possession with the ball to be able to score. But you cannot turn the football over if you want to win football games.
All right, 3 big things that we take out of this game. We have breaking news about Jimmy Garoppolo. He had a tough day. He was sacked 4 times, 3 interceptions, and now, according to Raiders PR, he is being evaluated for a possible concussion. Max Crosby, as I said, had a big game, back to his old ways of wreaking havoc. We're going to break that down for you in our breakdowns. And TJ Watt, unfortunately, did what he does, and that is he's a human wrecking ball. And it was a tough day for the offensive line. So we'll be talking about that. But let's get to the action as Josh McDaniels, Jimmy G getting ready for the home opener at Allegiant Stadium. Here we go. 1st and 10.
Play pass.
Jimmy Garoppolo to Devontae Adams.
Get up the field, Tay.
19 yards.
Come on, Tay. Come on, 1-7.
2 plays later.
Look at that.
Jimmy Garoppolo, again, now he's looking for Jacoby Myers.
Good protection.
Too easy. It's too easy
up there.
Yep, that was Devontae Adams, and now Jacoby Myers.
Look at that. Great pop.
Up the middle, 13 yards.
Great tackle. Oh, almost had you. Ooh, I like Jacoby.
Both those guys would have big days.
I like Jacoby.
4th down. Going for it. I like this. 4th and inches, and Jimmy Garoppolo to Devontae Adams. 32 yards for the touchdown, and the Raiders take an early 7-0 lead.
Has he?
Get it out there.
Like
Get it out there.
Corner, throw it a little further, but at the end of the day, Mama, we call them touchdowns. That's 6.
Best guy in the league wearing silver and black.
13 straight Sunday night football games with a touchdown that leads the league. Steelers next possession. Kenny Pickett says, I could go deep too.
That's a dot right there.
To Calvin Austin for 72 yards and a touchdown. And we got a tied game here in the first quarter.
That's a big play right there. Oh, come on, safety, get in the middle of the field. I need to be in the middle of the field. If I'm the free, I need to be in the middle of the field so I can make that play. Overthrows, that's me all day.
And we'll talk about it a little later, but even Marcus Peters, the way he was playing outside leverage, you could tell he thought he had some help in the middle.
Look at
To the house.
We need him.
To the house. That's right.
We need him. Marcus Peters.
Oh, that's 14-7 right there, kid.
Oh,
big missed opportunity. And that would be a theme later in the drive.
There you go.
Kenny Pickett is sacked, so welcome back, Max Crosby. A loss of 7 yards.
This is awesome right here.
Way to stay outside.
My gosh, that's perfect.
That's outstanding job. Push and pull, but he stays outside. Really good.
Hit it out the park.
Bam.
That's textbook.
Home run.
That too, that's 400.
His 2nd sack of the season. Raiders with the ball now. Jimmy Garoppolo looking to Devontae Adams.
I like it, Jimmy. Extend the play, buy some time. Whenever Jimmy has extended the play, he's made a play.
2 plays later, though, didn't work out here. The rookie tight end could not get in front of Levi Wallace. It's intercepted. And that's Jimmy's 4th interception on the season.
That's a big play. You can't be late over the middle. You got to be confident.
Steelers next possession. Kenny Pickett looking for his tight end, Pat Freiermuth, and he completes it 14 yards to the Pittsburgh 45.
Notice that bootleg to the left.
And look at that. After the play, Max Crosby, we don't know exactly what happened, but he yanks Okafor off the pile. Trying to clean things up, but he gets a penalty. They're held to a field goal here. Chris Boswell.
He's just getting somebody off his brother.
Steelers lead 10-7. A little bit later in the quarter, Raiders have the ball with under 2 minutes left in the half, and Jacoby Myers comes up with the catch, 13 yards, new set of downs. Here we go, 3 plays later. Jimmy Garoppolo is sacked by T.J. Watt, a loss of 8 yards, and the Raiders are forced to punt. But Jimmy Garoppolo, look at this. He is bending the wrong way.
Yeah, your body's not supposed to do that.
Banged up on the play. He would trot off in the half and come back in the second half, so that was good news. To the third quarter now. Kenny Pickett to George Pickens.
That's a really good rub route right there. That's excellent play call for the defense that we had on there. Sometimes the offensive coordinator wins, sometimes the defensive coordinator wins, but that's the perfect play for man-to-man.
Pickens, by the way, had 19 yards per reception in this game. Had a very effective game, and Chris Boswell puts it through the uprights, so the Steelers take a 16-7 lead. Raiders' next possession, 2nd and 10, Jimmy Garoppolo looking for Jacoby Myers. A little too much air on that one.
Yeah.
Intercepted by Patrick Peterson.
But those are just one of the ones that we can't have.
I want to have that one back.
It's 2nd and 10, right? It's okay to throw the ball away, check the ball down, and get in the third and manageable. Those are the ones that we cannot have right there by Jimmy.
Jalen Warren got involved in this game, had some production there, 16 yards taken down by Divine Diablo. 3 plays later, it's 1st and 10. Kenny Pickett back to the big tight end, Pat Freiermuth, 13 yards for the touchdown, and the Steelers lead 23-7.
Yeah, I got to keep my eyes out the backfield on this one, Amber, JJ.
Yeah.
Gotta have my eyes where they need to be.
Here we go now in the fourth quarter.
Hey!
Jimmy Garoppolo to Hunter Renfrow. He shows up with 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. That would be his only catch of the day. Later in the drive, 2nd and 10, Jimmy is sacked yet again, and you could tell that one hurts. As we said, he is being evaluated for a concussion. He did finish the game, as you will see.
I want to know why.
But after the game, he's being evaluated. Not good for the Raiders. 3 plays later, Davante Adams for the touchdown, and the Steelers' lead is cut to 10 with 5 minutes and 44 seconds left
Give me that.
in the fourth.
He must have had 12, 13.
He had 13 receptions, 20 targets, by the way. They go for it, 2-point conversion, and it's good.
There you go.
Michael Mayer, the rookie. So the lead is down now to 8 for the Steelers.
Points. We in
later
this
in the
thing.
fourth, with the ball to Davante Adams, 12 yards. We're at the Pittsburgh 34. Here we go, 4th and 1 from the 25. False start will push the Raiders back 5 yards, so now it's 4th and 6. And the Raiders kick a field goal on 4th and 6, and they get a little bit of luck because a leverage penalty is called on the Steelers. So a new set of downs. You can't just push off and launch off. And here's what they do with the downs. 1st and 10, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Really good. Check down, pick up 6.
Gets 6. So
Great
now
job.
it's 2nd and 4.
Let's run it on this down.
Right.
You want to run it on 2nd and 4, JJ?
I want to run it.
Spread them out, right?
Spread them out.
Let's see what they do.
Light box. Let's go get it.
Looking for Davante, incomplete. 3rd and 4. Jimmy's looking for Jacoby, overthrows him, incomplete. So it's 4th and 4 with a chance that if you get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, you can tie the game, but instead they kick a field goal. And so that's not enough to tie or win the game, but the idea is to give it to the defense. The defense is going to, put it in their hands, get the ball back, and they did get the ball back with only 12 seconds left. It wasn't enough time, and that doesn't help when you throw an interception, and so the game is over on 1st down, and the Raiders lose 23-18 to the Steelers. Taking a look at our final game stats brought to you by Sports Water. Again, it's really interesting that the Steelers only were in the red zone 1 time and scored 23 points. The Steelers, 40% of the time, converted on third down. And look at the rushing yards, guys.
Yeah.
Got to get the rushing game going. 69 yards. Even though they gave up 105 yards on the ground, the defense did. It really didn't feel like Jalen Warren or Najee Harris wrecked the game. It was more George Pickens, and then the mistakes. Turning the balls over. Not on there are the turnovers. But let's talk about the end of the game.
Yeah.
Because some question marks about this. You decide on 4th and 5, you decide to kick a field goal when you know that there's 3 minutes, 11 seconds left. You have all of your timeouts left, and you decide to go and get the field goal. Why not just go for it and go for the 8 points? You already got a 2-point conversion just a little bit earlier.
I thought coming into this game it had to be a statement game for someone, either a player or a coach at the end of the season or at the middle of the season. You look back at this game and say, you know what, we won this game because of a coaching call. We won this game because of a dominant performance by a defensive player or offensive player. I think we look back at this game now. This call here is going to be questioned, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be questioned.
Yeah.
Right
if I'm a player, I'm thinking, let's go for it. Give us a chance.
Exactly. If
we
you're
are
a player,
inside.
Yes.
We're inside. We're in the red zone. We haven't been there very often. Only 2 red zone trips we just saw in those stats. We haven't been. Let's try it.
From a player standpoint, so now we're going to find out analytics-wise what's going to happen with this call. And believe me, if I'm an offensive coordinator, offensive guy, you want to have it on your shoulders. If I'm a defensive coach, defensive player, you want to have it on your shoulders. So I understand kind of where he's going, but I would thought that Josh would have relished this opportunity to dial up one of those great plays to get a touchdown.
But then you get a gift from the heavens, and you get a new set of downs, and you do the same thing on 4th and 4 with less time for your defense to get the ball back now.
No doubt. And not only that, for me, 2 things, right? Number one, we wouldn't have trotted off the field, right? Jimmy G, Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs, coach, let's go for this, right? Yeah. You see people like, well, let's go for this.
Right.
Then as your coach see that, he like, okay, y'all want to go for this. That's number one.
You wanted the leaders to be more vocal.
No doubt. Number 2, as a head coach, right, you are down 8 points. The offense changes for the Pittsburgh Steelers if you don't pick up that 4. They're on the 10-yard line.
Right.
So there's no way that they are going to pass that ball, run that sprint option on the 10-yard line. They are going to run this ball 3 downs and try to change the field position, and you're possibly going to get this thing on the 50.
Yeah.
With an opportunity to go score and tie now if you did not get that 4th down conversion.
The clock would have been on your side,
and the
too.
clock would have been on your side. But if you're on
there was less time on the clock.
If you're on your own 10-yard line, there's no way with a young quarterback, there's no way you're thinking about throwing this football.
Right.
But if you're on the 50, right, you like, hey, let's try to throw this football, you know, because they still got to go 50 yards and score and get the 2-point conversion.
You have convinced
So for me, you got to go for that right there. Yeah. The players should have been speaking up right there, in my humble opinion, and the coach should have went for that.
What's interesting is you have a choice between putting your faith in the offense or the defense at that point, and Josh McDaniels put his faith in the defense.
My thing is you still got to score a touchdown.
Yeah.
I can understand if you're putting your faith in the defense and they stop them and you only need a field goal to win now.
Yeah.
You still got to go down there and score a touchdown, right? Touchdowns is tough to do. We watch red zone numbers for every team around the league. It's tough to score in the red zone.
Yeah, and if it was on the other side and Tomlin was in that situation, I could see him putting it on the defense because he's a defensive guy. I mean, he's, all about defense. I just thought he would have relished that opportunity to put it on his shoulders, to call that play where we look back and say, man, that was an amazing call.
And he did it early in the game.
Yeah.
He went for it on 4th and 1. He threw a bomb.
Yeah.
And we got it. So for me, I don't know. You have to. You're on the 10, 12-yard line, whatever you are. You got to.
It's hard to get back there.
You got to put that ball in Devontae's hands and Jimmy G's hands and try to go win it.
All right, we will hear from Josh McDaniels coming up in the show. But coming up next on Raiders Game Day, Nate Hobbs had a good game, continues to have a great season. We're going to talk to him live from Allegiant Stadium. Raiders Game Day is brought to you by America First Credit Union, the official credit union of the Las Vegas Raiders. Allegiant, the official airline of the Las Vegas Raiders. Low fares, non-stop flights. Book now only at Allegiant.com. Cox, proud partner of the Las Vegas Raiders. Coors Light, an official beer of Raider Nation. Made to chill. 2023 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly. And so the Raiders fall. They are 1-2 now, 23-18 to the Steelers in the home opener. And to talk about it is Nate Hobbs, who joins us from Allegiant Stadium. And Nate, when we see the end of the game, usually we want to talk about the whole game, but the end of the game everybody's going to be talking about. And it's 4th and 4, and you see the field goal unit come out. Did you see that as a show of faith by Josh McDaniels in this defense, that he believed that the best chance to win the game was to put it in the hands of the defense, you would get the ball back?
I do think he definitely believed in us to go get the ball back and, kick the field goal. We get the ball back like we did. Now we just got to be quicker. We got to execute better, you know what I'm saying, on that P&T, so we can get that 3 and out for the offense.
Nate, what's going on? James Jones here. Man, defense played well, man. You guys, offense, had it going on that first drive, and then they kind of stalled a little bit, but defense was playing well. I seen Max Crosby, over the center doing some different stuff. What was kind of the game plan coming into this game?
When you got a DN like that, one of the best DNs in the game, of course they're going to try to chip him. You seen J.J. Watts and the other guys of the world, they'll line them up inside because they're a mismatch or whatever they are. So, of course, we had to incorporate that for a guy of his caliber, one of the best in the game. So, but yeah, and just we knew they was going to run, boot, whatever the case was. We just got to execute better. It was a couple plays we gave them, you know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't earn them, we gave them to them.
Nate, you're one of my best DBs, man. Love the way you play inside. Talk to us a little about your game and how it has continued to evolve playing inside.
I do think PG is giving me chances to get to the ball, whether that's blitzing, playing coverage, man coverage, zone coverage, you know what I'm saying? Whatever he feel like, is the best call for the down, and it definitely gives me a chance to play with my instincts and see ball, get ball kind of, deal. But I just feel like I could play better. You know what I'm saying? Of course, everybody gonna be like, oh, you had a good game in the third, but I want to get that ball. I need to find the ball. You know what I'm saying? To give our offense and our team a chance to win. So keep working on that.
Yeah, and I think the rest of the defense probably feels that way. Again, you guys lose the turnover battle, not able to get a takeaway in this game. What do you take out of this game? I know there's a lot of frustrations probably because, as JJ and EA said, this defense made a lot of strides in this game versus what we saw last week against the Bills. What do you walk away from this game, and what do you take away from it?
When you don't play complimentary football, you don't win in this league, point blank period. If the offense isn't, playing hand-in-hand with the defense, we don't win. When the defense isn't playing hand with the offense, we don't win. When special teams isn't playing hand-in-hand with offense or defense, we don't win. You know what I'm saying? Somebody has to be better in all 3 phases than the other. You know what I'm saying? And they put it together on all 3 phases a couple more times than we did. I feel like that's ultimately what the game chalked up to. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be games, 17, 18-week season. It's going to be games where the offense don't play, to their standard or how good they want to play. If we feel like we're going to be a good team, we got to stand up as a defense. So.
When they putting up the performance like you have the past couple of weeks with the 2 passes defense today, it looks like the production and execution will get better and hopefully come out with a win next time. But thanks for joining us. We appreciate the time.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
And one way to get production is to force turnovers, as we talked about with Nate. And we thank him for coming on because that was a tough loss. And come on after us. He is. And he's been having a great season.
He sure has.
By the way, but like he said, he was talking about being a ball hawk. See ball, get ball.
Yeah.
There were so many missed opportunities. And we can take you guys through them. I mean, I think the biggest one was the opportunity
and we just
here.
We just need that one. So if we catch this one, now everyone's excited, and they just come in bunches, Amber, JJ.
Yeah.
Once you get that one, and that's probably a house call, too.
Oh, that is
So
a
you're
house
throwing
call.
the ball in the stands.
Yeah.
Everyone's going crazy, right?
He knew it.
And you're asking for it back because you want to put it on the mantle.
No doubt.
But then look,
You know
the
what I'm
interceptions.
saying?
The 3 interceptions.
These are critical first, second down. So it's opportunities for you to line up on third down and run another play and maybe get a big play,
No
JJ.
doubt. And this game is totally different. And my dog Marcus Peters, he's been doing this forever. taking balls to the crib, picking stuff off, and I know
Look at that one.
I know he wish he could have that
Myers
one back.
was
But
open.
That's you right there, JJ.
The big defensive tackle came through and sacked him. He didn't even get a chance to see Jacoby. So the protection has to be better for sure.
And offense is different than defense, right, EA? Because one person on defense can make a play, get a sack, defense look great. If we are not on the string on the offensive side of the ball, that means nothing right there to Jacoby Myers because we sacked.
Yeah.
You know, so
Doesn't
it's
matter
missed
if it's
opportunities, but offense has to be on the string, man. And
I tell you, back in the old days, we come in the meeting room, you have your paper, and if you had a lot of, it was MOBP, missed opportunities for big plays. If you had too many of those, probably you lost the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because it just slipped right through your hands.
That's it.
Those game-changing plays that could make the difference. And if you don't have too many of those.
It's a momentum changer, and that's what the Raiders are missing. It is hard to take the wind out of another team's sails when you can't take the ball away from them and you're giving the ball away. Now, some of the positives, we did see the possession battle was actually equal. Today, both were around 30 minutes. But as long as that turnover battle is lopsided, we've been in this game a long time, you're usually going to lose the game 99% of the time. And so that's something for the Raiders to work on. Again, we keep you updated on Jimmy Garoppolo's being evaluated for concussion. What does this mean for next week for the Chargers? We hope that he's okay, but hopefully he'll get a chance to correct those mistakes and not have those interceptions next week. When we come back, we're going to have some breakdowns for you. EA and James Jones are going to talk about Jacorian Bennett and Max Crosby, who had a big day.
Yes, he
did. Max back on Raiders Game Day.
I'm Jack Dow. I'm the quarterback at Green Valley High School. I've been blessed with the opportunity to give back to the next generation of football players. We run a flag football program called Next Level Flag. I've had the chance to be able to coach some second and third graders. And when you're given a platform, you have to use it, especially with the platform I've been given to inspire the next generation. This game's not going to go forever. So to be a role model for somebody coming up who wants to fill my position, it's just absolutely incredible. I'd like to thank Intermountain Health and the Las Vegas Raiders for this incredible opportunity. Thank you guys so much. Go Raiders!
Welcome back as the Raiders lose this one 23-18 to the Steelers. There were some incremental improvements on the defense. Max Crosby did what Max Crosby does, so that was good news. And then Jacorian Bennett, the fourth-round pick out of Maryland, the rookie, he had some rookie moments, and then he showed some pretty good moments as well. To break it all down, let's turn it over to EA and JJ.
Amber, you are right. Jacorian Bennett, of course, the young guy starting in the National Football League. This is his third start in National Football League, and I'm telling you, guys are coming at him. You're on the short side of the football field. As a corner, you're in press coverage. You got to know they're coming at you in this situation here. As you see, playing right cornerback here in press coverage. I like this. I like what he's doing here. Patient, gets his hands to the pocket. That's outstanding.
That's strong.
Yes. So at this point, you got to record that. You got to record. Okay, I saw the press. I closed. It's a back shoulder. I worked my hands through the pocket. So that's a plus, right? So you go back to the huddle and you say to yourself, man, I'm rolling right now. I feel real comfortable. Same situation here, right? So now it's a different player. He's more of a speed guy. So you didn't
that's tough.
follow through fundamentally. You're probably thinking he's going to run a go on you. So the hands right now are not consistent. You got that upfield shoulder, and it's just inconsistent play right here. Be patient. Remember the play you had before, Jay, and just work through the pocket and make the play and call it a day.
No question. But there's one person that is consistent, and that's Mad Max Crosby, and this is what he does. Last week, you broke it down. You talked about him giving up the contain. This week, he heard you, EA. He said, that ain't going down. Nobody's getting outside. I want y'all to watch Max Crosby come off the ball, strike with his hands. Nope, you ain't escaping. Sack.
Excellent job.
That is on third down. We off the field. You see him running off the field. Then again, we striking. You gonna come out here down. That is third down, right?
The quarterback saw the film last week,
when
too.
our DBs see that, we finna come sit on some routes. We gonna break on this. Same thing right here. Boom. I'm coming off the block. If this is a good throw,
man.
That's banging your head on the goalpost. But this right here, you thought you was going to escape the pocket? Nuh-uh. Forces a bad throw, and as you can see, Marcus Peters was sitting on that. But we did not give up contain this week. The defense played well, man. You see it.
They did.
And the front seven goes with the back end.
Right.
And once they keep doing that, they're going to be all right.
I like that. I like that.
But you know how we talk about missed opportunities? This Steelers offense was struggling through the first 2 weeks. One of the worst offenses in the NFL. They were scoring just 9.5 points a game. They'd only had 2 red zone drives for the first 2 games completely. They were last in first downs coming into this game. And then look what happens against the Raiders. The Raiders give up 23 points to this struggling offense, 17 first downs alone in this game. They did keep them to 1 red zone drive, but they didn't need to get into the red zone to score 23 points. And so, look, the reality of this is that the past 2 weeks, 2 offenses that were limping into the game with the Raiders came to life against the Raiders. And that's not who this team needs to be. They can't be the team that you come and play them and they find confidence. We saw Josh Allen go out and throw the ball all around today and look super confident. So that's not who they want to be.
Right.
And how do you get that right? Does it go back? I hate to keep going back to the turnovers, but you can't. A turnover-prone team like that.
That's where it
you know,
is.
Kenny Pickett had just thrown several interceptions. We all saw it on Monday Night Football against the Browns, and then comes in here and has a clean game.
Yeah.
So that can't happen.
Well, I think we're all going to allude to this a little bit, is when you give an opportunity for a corner to catch a clean ball and go to the end zone, that quarterback and that coordinator who was coming into this game under fire. Canada was under fire. We're talking about, you know, Steelers fans wanted to fire him.
Yeah.
So if his young quarterback throws an interception for a touchdown early in the football game, now that playbook starts to kind of dwindle and shrink a little bit. You don't feel confident. Now we're trying to run the ball effectively. We can bring 8 guys in the box, challenge them a little bit more, and we just don't have those takeaways to really put that offense under pressure.
And not only that, like, the Steelers and the Raiders are really built the same, right? If we really talking real football, they want to run the football, they want to take care of the football, and they want to be able to play solid defense.
Yeah.
That's both these teams. So coming out to this game, whoever played the cleanest was going to win this game. And the Steelers did. We turned the football over more than the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that was the outcome in the game. And you're right, if we capitalize on those, I've been with offensive coordinators with some of the baddest men under center and Aaron Rodgers, and Coach Mike would be like, I ain't calling that again. That's just mentally, like he threw a pick on that. And the same thing with the quarterback. I ain't going over to the 24 side no more, Marcus, because he, you know, like it's a mental thing too. So we have to fight. If the Raiders are going to be a good football team, they have to capitalize on those. You have to make those catches. You got to get stops. You got to get off the field. And the 3 turnovers hurt, because when you turn the football over, that gives the offense more chances out there. Like, our defense did not play as bad as those numbers said.
Right.
I don't care. Whoever watched the game tonight, our defense did not play that bad. But 3 turnovers, putting them back on the field after they got to stop, that's tough.
Yep.
All right, we're going to take a break here. Much more to come on Raiders game day. There were some positive things, and we're going to get some sound from the locker room. We'll bring that to you in just a moment. Stick with us. This segment of Raiders Game Day has been brought to you by Twitch. Watch, discover, join in.
Yeah, you got to clean up the negatives, clean up the things that weren't, perfect. But yeah, I felt like the guys responded, and that was good to see. Fell short, but we didn't need to be in that position in the first place. So that's what we got to look at. We got to see where we can improve both sides of the ball in special teams, and figure out how we can win these games. Week 1 we found out how to win the game in a close one. This is another one, very close, but we didn't make enough plays at the end to come through. So yeah, we got to watch the film first and go from there.
What do you say to your teammates after a game like that?
I haven't said anything. Sometimes you need some time to process and figure out what exactly to say. So, we heard from Coach and we had a few conversations individually, but it's tough because this is a really good team. We have a lot of potential. I would say that you're not a good team until you prove it. But this team has some potential. We got the players. We just got to figure out how to play together on both sides of the ball and stop putting ourselves in such tough to overcome positions, And we had way too many of those today, and whether it's penalties or, sacks or, we didn't make the play outside, whatever it was, got to take care of the ball. And it's just, that's not how we look at all these analytics and all these things, teams that have won with the, the turnover battle and all these things, and it don't mean until you go out there and you play ball. And we're having a tough time consistently doing that right now. And I don't want to act like it's all crazy. It's, it's week 3, but I don't got time to wait around, And it's not a personal thing. I mean, it is a personal thing, but it ain't just about me. But, I mean, it's not my mentality to sit here and try to take all season to figure it out. You use these early games like this to establish our identity, and we're not doing things the right way to establish a winning culture early in the season. So we got to do something to turn that around.
Well, in order to get some wins, the pass protection is going to have to be a lot better. 4 sacks allowed tonight. 4 sacks. There was 0.
Yes.
This offensive line had been
Was
playing well
early.
2
Pass
games.
protection.
They had one of the highest Pro Football Focus grades
That's right.
as far as an offensive line coming in to this game. But they went up against the Steelers defensive line that has 2 dudes on that team, TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith. We saw them, again, we knew what we were getting into, right? You're coming into, you see everybody watched Monday Night Football, saw what they did to Deshaun Watson, right? Saw what they did to Deshaun Watson and knew that the pass protection was going to have to step up, and it didn't happen. And we don't know what play Jimmy Garoppolo was injured on, but he's being evaluated for a possible concussion at this point, and we hope that he's okay. But it's tough.
Yeah, their front 7 is very active, and when you have someone like Watt, who's just, I mean, one of the best in the league, and Highsmith's on the other side, so there's no way you can double both of them. Someone's going to be free, and then you have their inside backers who are heat-seeking kind of guys. They're very, very formidable in that front 7, and they did an outstanding job. Although our offensive line came into the game with no sacks, they hadn't faced guys
numbers.
like that. Yeah.
There's the numbers. You can see through 2 games, 3 quarterback hits, 2 today.
18.
Look at the 18 quarterback pressures allowed. So Jimmy Garoppolo was running for his life today. Hurries allowed 12 compared to just 4 through the first 2 games. So something has to change when it comes to the pass protection, and we'll see what happens coming up against a Chargers team whose defense has not been great with their pass rush. So maybe that's a little bit of a reprieve to get back on track and get back to the way that the offense played in the first 2 games, the offensive line played in the first 2 games.
I don't know why I feel like against this defense, 4 sacks is all right. The 18 pressures I want to take away, right? But 4 sacks, I mean, we talking about the defensive player of the year and TJ Watt. We're talking
Jimmy
about
Garoppolo, 4
Highsmith
sacks
on the
is
outside.
okay.
But I'm just saying, if you take away the 18 pressures and you're like, okay, he got sacked 4 times, right? And that's 4 pressures. I'm good with that if we playing 2 of these premier pass rushers. But 18 pressures, we got to do better than that. We got to do better than that.
All right, we're going to take a break here. When we come back, Josh McDaniels speaking to the press, interested to hear about his decision to kick the field goal at the end of the game. That's coming up on Raiders Game Day. This segment of Raiders Game Day has been brought to you by America First Credit Union, the official credit union of the Las Vegas Raiders.
Josh, in that last sequence when you guys had the ball, any consideration to going for it up?
Of course.
What was the thought process?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I thought we, you have 2 choices there. You try to make it a 5-point game where you have an opportunity to win it with a touchdown if you get the ball back, or you try to, go for it there, and then if you happen to convert, then you got to make the 2-point conversion, all the rest of it. So, just. Those are the decisions you got to make. I thought we did a decent job of putting ourselves in 3rd down there the next series with the defense to try to have a play to get off the field, and we didn't handle that play very well.
Does going for the field goal show lack of confidence in your
No.
Why not? Because you said try to pull in 5 points.
You're going to need another possession anyway. You know what I mean? So it's not a lack of confidence. We went for it multiple times.
Josh, you're down 16 and over 6 minutes to go. You're huddling. Your team's walking to the line of scrimmage. There didn't seem to be a sense of urgency with the clock at all. So with that situation, you decide to kick the field goal with one of the most highly paid offenses in your quarterback. Can you talk about the clock management there, please?
Yeah, I mean, when the score was what it was, we needed multiple possessions to go. We needed to do the right thing with multiple possessions. So, whether we were mixing in the tempo, we were mixing in, huddling, trying to still stay with some of the runs, in the second half there in the fourth quarter where they're playing split safety defense and trying to really take away Devontae and Jacoby and some of the receiver play. And that's when, Josh hit a couple of the runs there in the fourth quarter. So, just trying to do the right thing, trying to be productive as best we can. And like I said, mixing in the tempo as we went.
Josh, Jimmy's thrown 6 interceptions so far this season. Some of them have been plays where it looks like he's probably just throwing away.
Yep.
Making a mistake. Has there been a conversation about just kind of living the fight of those down?
Yeah, those are plays obviously we don't want to make, and I think Jimmy makes a lot of good plays, but obviously when the quarterback holds the ball, he holds the fortune of our team also in his hands, when he's doing those things, and he understands the situation, and had a couple plays where we got to make a smarter choice and just go ahead and go to the next play, whether it's second and long or whatever it may be, but turning it over. This team is a team historically that they win when they get turnovers, and they have a harder time when they don't, and so a big key obviously was for us to take care of the ball, and we didn't do a good enough job of that tonight.
Josh, you mentioned maybe a misplay on that third down late in the game, and there was a coverage issue on the touchdown. Max Crosby with the unsportsmanlike penalty that ended up leading to some points. Just the frustration of that, of just, not being able to make those plays.
Yeah, I thought the defense hung in there. Obviously, look, we haven't played complimentary football really, yet. And so until we start doing that and, able to run the ball offensively, able to try to get, we got ahead again, but, didn't manifest itself in control of the game. I thought the defense hung in there, made a bunch of stops there to try to keep us, within a couple scores. And eventually, we punched it in, and then, it became a one-score game, and then they stopped them and gave us the ball back. So, I don't have any issue with the effort or the intentions. The defense, like I said, gave us an opportunity to win the game. So, there's things we're going to see tomorrow that we're all going to need to fix. But I don't question anything we tried to do defensively.
So that's the rationale. He was saying that he decided to go for the field goal because in his mind you had to do two things right. You had to score a touchdown, get the 2-point conversion. But if we're going along with that logic, wouldn't you have to do 3 things right? If you have to kick a field goal, you have to get the stop, and then you have to drive all the way down and get a touchdown. So you still have a lot of things that have to go right for the other way.
Yeah, this is the last part of the game. I think you take your opportunity, you take chances with your offense on the football field because you're an offensive coordinator. You're an offensive guy. You've seen and been in highly, highly competitive situations in your career. I mean, this is Josh McDaniels. This guy has 5, 6 Super Bowl rings, right? He's been in these high-pressure situations before. Make that call. Make a difference. Have that call that we look back and say, this is why we hired you. Because you made an incredible call in this incredible situation and gave our team a chance to win. Now, if you don't make it, sometimes that happens. But like JJ was saying earlier, now the team is backed up, right, with a young quarterback. And we have Max Crosby with timeouts, with more time on the clock. So, yeah, this is going to be questioned for a while.
My mama always told me, son, you don't win no fights when you don't throw no punches. All right, you get what I'm saying? So if you get into a dog fight, you got to throw a punch if you're going to win. For me, the punch might not land, right? But we got to throw it. We are at home. It is the first game. We are at home, right? The crowd behind us, we at least got to throw our punch. And if we don't connect, they on the 10-yard line, right? And I don't believe that sprint left option is in the plan with that young quarterback if they're on the 10-yard line. I believe that they are going to run this ball 3 times. You have 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning. You're going to get it with favorable field position with a chance to go score and send it into overtime. Now, We are sitting up here. I coach you little kids football too. Parents always come to me after the game. You should have did this and you should have did that. Well, this is what I wanted to do at the moment because this is what I thought was best. So we all are better at calling the game after the game is over. That's understood.
Yes.
But
We
in that point of the game right there, I feel offensive coordinator, really good offensive players.
Take a shot.
Let's throw our part.
Take a shot. All right, when we come back, it was a great night at Allegiant Stadium as far as entertainment is concerned. Some big names rock the house. We're going to be talking about, look, it's Lil Wayne.
Weezy F, baby.
We'll be back. Raiders Game Day. Raiders Game Day has been brought to you by Twitch. Watch, discover, join in. Credit One Bank, the official credit card of the Las Vegas Raiders. Modelo, a reward for those with a fighting spirit. The mark of a fighter, drink responsibly. Welcome back to Raiders Game Day. Even though the Raiders lose this one 23-18 to the Steelers, it was a fun night at Allegiant Stadium because, as always, top-notch entertainment at Allegiant for the home opener. Started out with the Ken Stabler family.
The Snake.
It was recognized. They were recognized by getting the Hall of Fame rings, and Mark Davis was the owner in the league that was instrumental in families of deceased players getting the Hall of Fame rings. So that was
awesome.
really a beautiful moment to watch that.
Mark is killing it, man.
That's amazing to see that.
Look at that. Yeah, let me see that.
She wants it.
right there.
Jordan Sparks
There
singing
she
the
is.
national
There you go.
anthem. Talk about killing it. That girl can sing.
Hey,
Not
I
just sing, she can sing.
hold a
It's
note
two
like-
different
She
things.
can hold a note like me.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to see that. You can't throw a punch like this guy. Mike Tyson,
Look at
former heavyweight champ. And then there's Carrie Underwood.
There she
In
is.
the house.
Man.
Look at Marcus down there. Like Marcus acting like he on his phone. Him and Wood.
Here's
They know they
Carrie
on camera.
Underwood. Always looking good. And the Las Vegas Aces hanging out with Sibley Skulls.
Champions.
They are the reigning champions. They're in the playoffs. They won their semifinal game today against the Wings. Congratulations to them, 97-83.
About to repeat.
And then it
Uh-oh.
all was down to Lil Wayne. He
Weezy,
rocked the
baby.
halftime show.
That dude been rapping since he was like 10 years old.
And he's still rapping and
He's still fire. Had to place.
Yes, he is.
Everybody was off
Had a
their
jump.
seats. It was a good time.
Yes, it was.
So the Raiders don't get the win, but they got a chance to get a division win next week.
That's right.
They got the Chargers coming up. Chargers got a win. Wasn't pretty.
Listen.
The first win.
Listen, their coach was almost off the bus.
He was almost gone.
Man,
Brandon Staley.
continue to go for it on fourth down, coach.
But now, the Vikings are 0-3 because the Chargers beat them. Then the Packers are coming up. That's a Monday Night Football game, I believe. And then
we see
the
Jordan Love.
Patriots.
Yep.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing Jordan
We
Love.
got to handle
the
business.
Patriots.
Oh, yeah,
That's
we
four
are.
winnable games.
Those are 4 winnable games. That's what
four
I was just
winnable
thinking
games,
to
man.
myself.
Come on now.
You got to
Let's
figure
go.
out a way. Get the
Consistency.
Turnovers,
now.
pass protection. I think we'll be okay.
Let's
In the
Josh,
end.
get Josh going.
But you know what? One thing we got to get going is a fashion consultant because we can't be having these faux pas. You can't have the same shirt on post-game. Come on, you're too big to call each other. Hey, I'm wearing my blue shirt
You know what,
with
though?
the white specks.
That is the price you pay when you both got dollar bills. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
that
it's
shirt is
swag.
not cheap.
There's probably like just 4 of those
Yeah,
shirts.
that shirt not cheap.
Or better.
Like my shirt right here, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
$29.99. That right
Good,
there.
though. You make
That
them
shirt
look
right
good,
there probably
JJ.
about 15.
All right, so the Raiders, they don't win this one, but we'll be back next week against the Chargers. Amber Theoharis, EA, JJ. We'll see you next week on Raiders Game Day.